Now that you've finished those last 4 rows, we're going to begin to make each row slightly smaller in size. So this is the actual wrist warmer, and you can see this is folded in half because I've made it into a circle. This section here is larger than this section here, and that means that when you actually put it on, it sits tighter around the actual hands than it does the wrist, otherwise it would be really baggy here. So to do that, what you want to do is chain 3, turn your work, and instead of doing another treble in the top of the next treble, you're just going to do your V-stitch into the V. So you're just going to skip that treble out. And what that will mean is that this chain 3 will just go on a slight angle towards this V-stitch here. So work your way along to the last V-stitch, and I shall meet you back and show you what to do at the end of this row. So now that you've got to the last V-stitch of this row, you want to yarn over, and instead of inserting your hook into the next treble, you're just going to miss that and then go into the top of the last treble of the previous round. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and again, same as the beginning of this round, it should just cause that treble just to go on a slight angle. We're going to stick with this colour again for the next round, and you're just going to do exactly the same thing. So chain 3, turn your work so you just have 1 treble, and then just go ahead and do your V-stitch into the V space. Continue all the way along, and I'll meet you back at the last V space. So now that you're at the end, you want to yarn over, insert your hook into the top of the first treble of the last round, and do your treble. You want to chain 3, turn your work, and this time what we're going to do is just do 1 treble into this V stitch. So we'll just do 1 treble in that one, and then continue with the same pattern into the following V stitches of that row. Continue with this row and stop before you get to your last V stitch. So we're going to stop in this one here. Now that you're at the end of this row and you have 1 remaining V stitch and a treble, you're just going to do 1 treble in the last V stitch, and then 1 more treble into the top of the first V stitch from the last row. And then in this colour we just have 1 more round to do. So you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, and then we're now back to what we were doing originally. So you yarn over, insert your hook into the next treble, and then do another treble, and then work your way along the row until you get to the end, and then it's 2 trebles into the top of the last 2 trebles. So I'll meet you back at the end, and then we'll do our colour change. So I finished that last row and I've changed colour, and I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn the work, treble into the top of the next treble, and then continue with my V-stitch. At this point in the pattern, we are nearly finished. So here is my wrist warmer. We've just done this decrease in the pattern here. I am now on this round here. You want to add 2 more rounds in exactly the same way. If you want to continue by doing that, I decided in this pattern to actually finish on a pink, but if you wanted to go ahead and do another round, that's totally up to you. I just like mine finishing just above my knuckles. So go ahead and do that, and I will meet you back and show you how to turn it into your wrist warmer. Now that you've completed your piece of work, it should look a little bit like this. So larger at the bottom, then it should go in, and then smaller at the top. You will have these ends flying around everywhere, and what you will need to do for that is simply take your darning needle and weave your ends into your work. Once you've done that for all of them, we'll come back and we'll make this into your wrist warmers. For the last step of making your wrist warmers, you want to decide which side you want the outer aspect of your wrist warmers to be. One side will be slightly flatter than the other or slightly different to the other, so it's up to you which side you choose. Whichever side you want to be on the outside, you fold that into the middle. So say for example I wanted this side to be facing outwards, I would fold that inwards to begin with. You then want to take your main colour yarn and attach it to the corner or the edge of your work. So what you want to do is insert your hook into the space of where your first treble crochet is of your first round. So insert that there, and then also insert it into the corresponding space on the opposite side. So your hook goes through the 2 edges. Grab your yarn and pull it through. And then tie off your yarn. As I work down, I'm going to hold this piece of yarn along this edge just so I can sew it in as I go along. Insert your hook again into those same spaces, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through. Now because you've got your treble crochets, or if you're in the US these are double crochets, all the way along this edge, you're going to insert 2 double crochets, which is single in the US, into each of the sides of the trebles. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. I'm then going to move on to the pink section. So I insert my hook. If you need to, pull this first section away so that you can see you're getting into the right section at the back. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then continue again. So insert your hook into the next row, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, into the next row, and you're going to do this until you get to the 4th row of this colour block here, because that is where it starts to decrease, and then we're going to leave a gap here of where our thumb will go through. So work your way up until the 4th row of your block colour. So now I've worked my way all up until this section here where it starts to decrease in size. I've tied off my yarn and snipped it off. I am then going to go up to the pink section here. So we've got our last 3 sections, and I'm going to continue by double crocheting these sections together. So I insert my hook, pull my yarn through, tie off, insert my hook again, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through to secure, do another double crochet in there, move on to my next row, double crochet together, and then into my very last row, two double crochets, yarn over, pull through, snip off, pull out my yarn, and I am going to quickly sew in these edges. Now all that's left to do is turn your wrist warmer inside out, and then slide it on your hand.